It's a company that has its roots in the 19th century, but the current CEO of General Motors, Mary Barra, is clearly driven to prove this isn't your grandfather's GM. She takes a spin with Kris Van Cleave.
So, do you want to go into Super Cruise?
Yes.
Okay,
it's not every day.
Vehicles.
Oh, there it goes.
You take a drive.
We're super cruising.
All right. Very good.
With one of the most powerful women on the planet.
I can have my hands off the wheel?
Hands off the wheel, feet off the pedals, but you have to be looking forward.
Mary Barra knows a thing or two about the need to look forward. During her 10 years as CEO of General Motors, Barra's made big investments in software and driverless cars.
At General Motors, our vision for the future is a world with zero crashes, zero emissions, and zero congestion. The key to unlock that vision is electrification.
But it was her promise 3 years ago to stop selling gas-powered vehicles by 2035, and GM's ability to live up to it that will likely define her legacy.
Is GM still looking to be all electric by 2035?
For our light-duty vehicles, yes, and we'll be guided by the consumer, but the plans that we have in place will get us there.
Are you concerned with the way that EV sales have slowed?
Well, I don't think we ever thought it was going to be linear.
Wall Street darling Tesla still dominates the market with nearly half of the EVs on the road in the U.S., but their market share is shrinking. And with 9 all-electric cars and trucks currently available and 4 more on the way, GM seems determined to catch up.
And I think this represents the ultimate in luxury.
We are the first to drive GM's highly anticipated and soon-to-be-released electric Cadillac Escalade IQ, starting around $130,000 with a range of at least 460 miles per charge. It includes features like semi-autonomous Super Cruise, which allows hands-free driving on many roads.
It's a big leap of faith letting me drive you around the track in a car that...
Well, really, Super Cruise is driving.
Super Cruise is now driving, yeah.
For a peek at what else is around the corner, GM invited us for a rare look inside its century-old Milford Proving Ground.
The Proving Ground at Milford, Michigan is the nucleus of an elaborate engineering test and evaluation network.
A 45-minute drive from the company's headquarters in Detroit, the Proving Ground has long been a hub for automotive innovation.
Motor cars from all over the world are brought here to be tested.
GM conducted the industry's first rollover test and the first crash test with those famous dummies, all right here. Today, the 4,000-acre site is home to more than 140 miles of every kind of test track imaginable, from off-road to brick road, even an honest-to-goodness racetrack.
Ready? Yeah, let's jump in. Let's do it.
Tony Roma is the executive chief engineer for Corvette. He took us for a spin in the new ZR1 with 1,064 horsepower and a top speed over 200 miles per hour. It's the fastest Corvette ever.
So is this a normal day at work for you? Yeah, I wish, right?
On this day, we managed to hit 170.
With all of the computer modeling you guys do now, why is any of this necessary?
Yeah, you still need to stress the components to correlate the model.
Every detail of the ZR1 is being perfected here at Milford, from the handling to that signature Corvette sound.
We put a lot of effort into the sound, the startup sound, the sound when it's accelerating. We'll do 50 or 60 different iterations. It's like tuning an instrument, you know.
On some level, does a Corvette always need to be a gas-powered vehicle? I mean, can you have that sound and that feel?
We talk about this a lot. I talk about this with enthusiasts, my friends, other engineers.
Last year, GM's introduction of its hybrid Corvette, the E-Ray, was met with some initial skepticism, but that has not dampened speculation, fueled in part by President Biden.
And I want to say publicly, I have a commitment from Mary. When they make the first electric Corvette, I get to drive it. Right, Mary? You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. And
That
my
an
entire
all-electric
Secret Service-
Corvette isn't far behind.
We're not going to apply electrification just for the sake of it, or we don't put technology on just for technology's sake. So it kind of has to earn its way in, has to make the car better in some way that our customers are going to respond to.
Most Americans have so far been reluctant to plug in and make the switch.
My own concern is the range. Where do I find a charger?
Last year, electric vehicles made up only about 8% of new car sales, and government subsidies aimed at speeding the transition have become a contentious issue on the campaign trail.
And what the deal with this thing with the all-electric cars in 6 years from now? It's ridiculous, and...
Did it surprise you that EVs have become like a political issue?
It did surprise me. I never thought the propulsion system on a vehicle would be. Again, I think one of the strengths of General Motors is we're giving people choice. We're not telling you what you have to have. We're saying if you want this, we have it.
Adoption of EVs is happening fast in other countries, and most analysts believe it will eventually catch up here, leaving Detroit in a lurch if they aren't ready to compete.
Can the legacy car makers move fast enough?
I believe yes. I absolutely believe yes, we can, and I think yes, we are. Our workforce is quite young. Most of our technical talent has been with the company less than 5 years. And so I would say for about 40%, they're joining because they want to be part of a company that is going to change and lead in the move to electric vehicles.
So too soon to ask you about your legacy is what I'm hearing.
Well, I think legacy is what someone else writes. I mean, I hope everybody knows I love this company. I believe in the team.
Barra is GM's second longest serving CEO, but she's showing no sign of slowing down. And for good reason. The future of this iconic American company is riding on whether or not she's right about the road ahead.
I think this is one of the most exciting times in our industry. There's so much change right now that makes it, as for an engineer, it just makes it super exciting.